my name is Dawn. I'm one of the nutrition educators here at the Community Food Bank of New Jersey. And today we will be doing some cooking, some very simple recipes. These are recipes that are they're very good for the Thanksgiving season or even the Christmas season. Does not take a lot of time and are very healthy. Okay?
My name is Ardalis, and I'm going to be supporting Dawn in all these amazing, fun holiday recipes.
Okay, so we want to get started. The first recipe is the goat cheese, the Thanksgiving goat cheese recipe. It's a little bit more complicated than the other recipe, so we're going to start off with this. Pretty much ingredients are very minimal. We have some plain cream cheese, and our cream cheese here we have 4 ounces of cream cheese, and we have 10 ounces of goat cheese. Just any goat cheese, plain, doesn't have to be fancy. We're going to put that in our mixer. You can use a food processor, that's great as well. So we have it here in our blender. It's blended, it's at the consistency that we need. So it's at the consistency we need. So pretty much we have our goat cheese and our cream cheese, and we have about half of our oil, which we're using 4 tablespoons of oil. So 2 tablespoons are already in there. We're going to add some more oil.
That's olive oil, right?
Yes, this is olive oil. Exactly. You want to use olive oil if you're going to be using oil. You want to make sure you're using good quality olive oil. Okay? Right? Actually, we can also add to our mixture, we can add salt and pepper. So kosher salt is what I'm using. A recipe called kosher salt, which is really good, actually. So we're going to do that. Let's add our salt. So pretty much for our salt, we just need like 2 teaspoons of salt. 2 teaspoons of salt. And I mean, the recipe calls for 2 teaspoons of salt, but you can, add salt to taste. So it's always great, add the salt to taste. Because sometimes the recipe calls for a certain amount, and you might not need that much depending on your taste. Everybody has different tastes. So okay, so we're going to do a little bit of black pepper. Again, the recipe calls for like a teaspoon of black pepper. Okay, and pretty much what we're going to be doing is just blending this mixture, nice and smooth consistency. All right. Blended already, so it's just to blend a little oil and the pepper and the salt. So we got the mixture going. All right, I'm gonna pour that into my bowl. And Elise, if you want to take over and
yeah, absolutely. So today we're going to be putting together a very nice, easy harvest salad. We do have some roasted butternut squash here. The butternut squash was roasted in the oven at 450 degrees for about 20 minutes. Very lightly seasoned, just a little bit of salt, pepper. We did use some rosemary to roast the squash. We used about a 1/4 cup of rosemary, lightly sprinkled, lightly sprayed around the oven, around the pan, and then we just lightly put some olive oil on it and just let the oven do its work. So now we're just going to be putting together the different ingredients for the salad. We have about 3 cups of mixed greens. Feel free to use whatever greens that you prefer. You can throw spinach in here. We do have some spinach in here. You can use arugula. You can even use kale if you make sure that you're massaging it and making sure that we're kind of breaking up those dense fibers. So in our salad, we're going to be including some crushed almonds. almonds. Almonds are packed with all different types of nutrients like magnesium. We are also using feta cheese, and we're also using some dried cranberries to really sort of give it that harvest feeling. And then we're going to also be making a little quick dressing to complement all of these different ingredients really well. So first, let's just throw in our different ingredients. We do have our crushed almonds. This is a quarter cup of crushed almonds. It's a quarter cup of each, so it's kind of easy to keep track of the measurements for the ingredients. A quarter cup of feta cheese, and then also a quarter cup of dried cranberries, which again sort of just really give it that fall vibe, that harvest season vibe. All right, and then we do have 2 cups of our roasted butternut squash. We're just going to throw that in there. And then we will give it a nice toss all together once we have our dressing put together. So that would be all the ingredients for the salad. So now let's just put together our dressing. So our dressing is going to call for a quarter cup of balsamic vinegar.
That looks really good.
It's going to call for 2 teaspoons of honey. Just going to drop that in there. And then once we have all of our ingredients in there, we're just going to whisk it until we like the consistency that we're at. And always feel free to sort of adjust according to your own preference of taste, because that'll always sort of depend on, it'll always vary. And then we do have about two teaspoons of olive oil here, that we're just going to add into our salad dressing. Alright. We're going to mix that all together. So Dawn, is this kind of like a type of dish that you would traditionally serve?
Traditionally, no, but I love butternut squash. Butternut squash is actually great for the season, and you can put it in a lot of things, and a lot of times people are, overlook it because it's not something that, a lot of people will run to.
Exactly.
But I've tried it in a lot of dishes, and I really like it, and I think it's great for this time of the year.
Yeah. And it's very high in
very
vitamin
healthy.
A.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. It's
And
got
very
all
healthy.
these
It's very healthy for you.
Exactly. So now that we're done, now that we've kind of whisked, and you can really sort of feel when it's done because the honey sticks to the bottom. So as you whisk, you're just going to feel that the honey is being incorporated into the other ingredients. I'm just going to wrap that up and do a little taste test. And you're just going to pour that over your salad. And then we're just going to give that a toss.
Yeah, give it a toss and let it sit for a minute.
Exactly.
Then, if you don't mind, Ada, I'm going to take some of this balsamic vinegar, and we're going to be doing it here. We're going to be finishing up with this dish. Pretty much we have the base, which is the goat cheese with the cream cheese, and also quarter cup of Parmesan cheese. And now what we're going to do is we're going to make the topping for this. Okay, this is just about 8 to 10 small tomatoes, plum tomatoes. You can use any small tomatoes. And we have about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. This is chive, about 2 teaspoons of chive, and this is dried chive, but you can also you have the option of using fresh chive, and a little bit of the balsamic vinegar, and we're going to be also mixing all of this together. So we're going to add our tomato, not the cheese of course, but we're going to add our tomatoes. Okay. We're going to add a little bit of the chives, because I'm going to use some of the chives for garnish as well.
Nice.
Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just toss a little bit of the olive oil in the mix, and a little bit of the balsamic vinaigrette, not too give it a stir, you can toss it. It's okay. It's pretty much just to get the mixture of the tomatoes. Alright. Okay. Alright. So I'm going to use my spoon. My spoon has all the good cheesy stuff, but that's okay because that's exactly what we're going to be doing. Right? And we're just going to top this. We're just going to top. We're just going to let it sit in our mixture. The nice flavor of the balsamic vinegar, the olive oil, and the tomatoes just to on top. Okay. And then we're going to put this in the oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about 15 minutes, and we're going to let it cook. Okay? So this is nice and easy.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. And so we have a finished product. So this finished product, you have the option of, you can have it cooked with the tomatoes, or you can use the tomatoes as a topping. It's however you like it. It's really a dip.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I kind of like it with the cold garnish because it adds that different texture to it.
Exactly. I like it better with that as well. So you have that, and this is just a quick appetizer. It's great for the holidays. While you're waiting, while the turkey's cooking, you're having a conversation. You know,
Completely agree.
you just have a dip, and you can have French baguettes, or this is just really some nice toasty Italian bread, and pretty much you can just put a little dip on there, and that's good to go.
Yeah.
I mean, I can give it a try.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's see how. That's okay. So we can use a spoon. Let's take a try of the dip and see how. And the good thing about this, you can, the cheese has natural, salt, so you really don't need to add anything to it. And while you were blending, I add my salt and my pepper, so you pretty much don't need to add anything else. You just taste.
Yeah, no, this is a really nice and quick dish, and it looks great.
Pretty much you just spread it on there.
Get a little
Nice little
garnish.
garnish. And voila.
Nice. Now the dressing has been sitting a little bit, and so
This is
I'm gonna
good.
just give that a little try as well. This really
That looks really good.
Yeah, it looks great. It does. These are two really nice dishes, both in visual appearance and then also nutrients.
Yes, because tomatoes are so good for you.
Oh wow,
Very high in vitamin C.
that's really good.
And these tomatoes are so sweet. They add the sweetness
Oh, nice.
to the tanginess of the goat cheese and the olive oil.
Yeah. I got a little bit of the shot, a little bit of the cranberry, so you're getting the creamy, but you're getting the sweet. That's really good.
This is good. So do you think that, I know you said you're not a Thanksgiving person, this is not something you would make, but
Yeah.
after trying it, do you think that you would want to incorporate this?
Oh, 100%. This is gonna be a go-to harvest dish, and it's really just because, again, it's got like all those. It just has so many different flavors. Like if you're feeling salty, this is it. If you're feeling sweet, this is it. Exactly. So
Same goes for this. This is such a wonderful.
no, it really looks. It's amazing. I actually want to get in there and try some. This looks really good.
You should. It's good.
Yeah, for sure. And it's so quick too. That's the beautiful thing, right? Oh,
I'm
nice.
going to sprinkle up a bit more of
Chive.
shot. Love chives.
Same. Same. Oh yeah. That's good. And it's got the creamy salt to it.
You really don't need to add a lot. The olive oil and the balsamic vinegar, great combination.